What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Episode 13 today of the Texans franchise. And as you can see, we're in week 15, which is a little farther than what we left off at last episode. So funny thing happened. I ended up having a corrupt video file. Not 100% sure how that happened. I know that there was like a little bit of a glitch, if you will, a glitch with my PC when I was recording, but I kept recording afterwards. Nothing shut down. I didn't really think much of it. But then when I went back to replay the video, it was all messed up. I'm not sure what I did to it. And I tried for a day or two to try and fix it, but I just couldn't get it done. So I figured, you know, we ended up playing a game, simming a couple weeks, and there wasn't much else that we really went over. So I just said, screw it, and just deleted it, and we're gonna pick up where we left off. So what I did do in that video is played a game against the Seahawks. We ended up losing the game, but it wasn't too bad of a game, really. Well, I shouldn't say that, because we were down pretty bad in the first half. Things were just not going our way, but we really rallied in the fourth quarter and put some points on the board. It just wasn't enough to make a dent in what happened in the first half. As you can see, we were outscored quite a bit there going into the fourth quarter. Very, very rough performance to start. But like I said, we did rally. Mills scored 2 of the 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. The first half, he came out sort of good. It was an opening drive touchdown that we scored. So we were actually up 7-3 at that time. And then things just went bad. He threw 2 interceptions. I think we had a fumble or 2. Run game could not get going. Dameon Pierce got hurt during the game. It was just a really bad outing for us. But again, like I said, fourth quarter, rattle off a couple of scores and get ourselves back into a situation where we could at least make it a game. DK Metcalf, I think, yeah, he went off. So did Tyler Lockett, Noah Fant. We could not stop anything. Brandon Cooks did go off for us. 7 catches, 65 yards, 2 touchdowns. That number 1 receiver we got. Nico Collins, 5 for 54. He had a couple of really nice catches. John Mechie, he had a couple of looks that didn't end up getting completed. And he could have had himself a big game had that worked out, but it just did not. Rushing the ball, we did a good job defensively. Jamarian Sweet did end up performing rather well in relief of Dameon Pierce. So I'm almost wondering if Sweet's lack of production was more so based on the type of plays that we're allowing him to run out of, because I am running him out of just the power sets right now, and maybe that's just not working with our line or with the playbook that we have, because we know Pierce can go off. He didn't this game, but I'll give him a break because, again, he got injured in the first quarter, didn't come back till the third quarter, and by that time things were already sort of bad for us and we didn't get a chance to really get going. But yeah, so overall, I don't think it was a horrible game. We did get a couple of sacks, which was nice to see. Petrie came in on a blitz, and Grenard got one as well. We didn't give up a lot of sacks either, which was something that I was really, really happy with. We've been having some issues with sacks lately with Mills, and, you know, he actually held his own in this game. The 2 interceptions, those were pretty bad. They were thrown when he was getting... One of them was the interception of Barnett happened when he was hit as he threw. And, you know, I mean, when that happens, I mean, you guys know in Madden, it's gonna get intercepted 9 out of 10 times. And then this one was actually an undercut route. He threw it a little bit late on a tight end option route, you know, those little like dig/out routes that they run. And he just threw it too late, and Anwar was just sitting there waiting for it. So not a good throw there. And I think the biggest issue that I'm having right now with Mills is he didn't do the crazy just chucking it deep things, but he's just really relying a lot on checking it down. And I don't know if that's a playbook thing or if that is a him thing, but I'm sort of just taking an L on this season because I just cannot seem to figure things out for this guy. And yeah, so that's what happened in the game that I watched. We did sim the other ones. The other 2 games that we simmed were the Jets and Bengals, and we won both of them. So apparently our team is really good in sim, but when it comes to playing the games, we just cannot do anything right. And so it's a really, really weird situation. If we lose one more game, I'm pretty sure we're eliminated from playoff contention. There is a bunch of teams just sitting there at like 9 wins, 8 wins already. And I'm not even sure what the tiebreakers are, but I have a feeling that we're really close to being eliminated. So our next game up on the schedule is the Indianapolis Colts. It's the first of our 2 division matchups with them this year. If we get eliminated, I'm just gonna sim, because it just doesn't pay. This season is obviously, we are nowhere near ready to take on the playoffs, and I'd much rather just get to the off season and hope that things work out in our favor when it comes to the Madden stuff with the glitches and also getting this team better. I feel like we're one off season away from really starting to make a push towards being competitive. And I'm really looking forward to getting in there and pushing this team to go to the next level. But as for the Colts, Teddy Bridgewater is the quarterback. I swear to God, he is the quarterback. And like every franchise I've done, he ends up on the Colts. It's really weird how that happens. But he is the only guy here. They have Johnny Palmer, who they drafted. He's a 67. He is just normal dev, so it's not like he is a QB of the future type of candidate. Of course, they have Jonathan Taylor here, Naheem Hines, and Reggie Felder, who was a guy they drafted, 72 overall. He could end up being a pretty good player for them one day. So a good running back room. They have a couple of fullbacks here. I'm not sure why they have 2 of them on their roster, but Madden will Madden. And then looking at the receiving core, Michael Pittman here, 89 overall. Alan Lazard, former Packer, now here in Indy, along with Demarcus Robinson, Alec Pierce, who was drafted last year, Anthony Schwartz, and Evan Armstead. Cole Kmet is now an Indianapolis Colt. Was he not a Bear? Was he still not I'm pretty sure he was a Bear. And then they have Jelani Woods, who they drafted last year. Left tackle is definitely something that they need to keep working on because Matt Pryor is not the answer. Quentin Nelson here, best guard in the game. Ryan Kelly, one of the better centers. Ryan Bates and Braden Smith, who is injured. Oh, so we're going to be seeing Ron Allman, the rookie, or we're going to probably be seeing Bernard Raymond, the second-year tackle out of Central Michigan. That'll be interesting to see. Defensively, Dean Lowry is here. They have Kwity Paye, DeForest Buckner, and Grover Stewart in the middle. Darius Leonard, which, did they not change his name? I thought he's going by Shaquille now. Okay, whatever. Bobby Okereke and Jojo Doman. And then Tyus Bowser and Justin Hollins out here. And then at corner, they have Gilmore, Kenny Moore, John Phillips, Isaiah Rodgers, and Rodney Thomas. Julian Blackman at safety, and then Landon Collins, who we had here last year for a little bit, playing at strong safety. Really unfortunate they're not starting Nick Cross. Okay, yeah, they have Nick Cross starting. All right, good. Just wanted to make sure. Otherwise, I was about to change Landon Collins overall. So Nick Cross is starting, so that's good. And then, as you can see, the Colts sit at 9-4, 84 offense, 87 defense. Of course, going to be a very, very tough matchup for us. And now I can't even remember on that video that I recorded if I went into more detail with the draft class. I feel like I might have. One thing I know I did on the last video was I did a couple of more re-signs, if I remember correctly. So these are the guys that have not been re-signed and the guys that I just really don't plan on re-signing right now. I think we ended up coming to agreements with Blacklock and who else was it? There was somebody else, but pretty much everybody that we had there that I mentioned in the past videos, I did end up getting re-signed. And then there was just, the guys that I've told you guys about in the past that I just really don't think I'm going to re-sign at all. They're still sitting there, so we're just done with re-signs at this point. And then before we get to the game, I just wanted to do another little dive into the prospects here and take a look around and see what we know so far. I cannot remember if I talked about this in the last video or if it was the video before that, so I'm just going to go over the guys that we had learned a little bit extra about. So we know that Zach Hickman is only around 3 to 4 talent, which has me a little concerned. He's not the prospect I thought he was. But, in the grand scheme of things, I guess it's a good thing to know who is the guy and who isn't so that you don't draft somebody that you really shouldn't. But with him not being around 1 to 2 talent, I really don't know if I'm going to be able to get him because I'm not reaching in round 1 for him for sure. Probably not even round 2. I would consider it in the top of the 3rd, but that's if he's available. And then we did find out that Daniel Quinton is pretty much the guy we thought he was. There is nothing too crazy about it. He's not a hidden gem, but we do know that he's around 2 to 3 talent, which is at the very least what I was hoping for. There is another guy here that I really do want to learn a little bit more about, and that is Josh Barton, who is right below him. He's another pass coverage type of linebacker, 6 foot, 235, 22 years old. He's got A zone. It says he's got good to great speed, A awareness, A man, A zone, C play rec, C hit power. So another pretty good pass coverage linebacker that I'm going to keep my eye on here as just another option to have. Maybe we'll unlock some more of this stuff for these guys, but Josh Barton is a guy that I'm sort of keying on out right now too as another option outside of Quinton. You know, who knows, maybe Quinton goes, we can look at a guy like Barton. And then it sort of falls off a cliff here all the way down to Michael Allen for pass coverage linebackers. But now we're on day 3, and I really don't know if it makes sense to pull the trigger on a day 3 guy at 23 years old just because he's got A zone. It's obvious that you're going to have to develop these guys. These day 3 guys generally are coming in at below a 70. If they're coming in at that much of a low overall, it's going to take you a few years to get them built up to be able to start. And then at that time, you know, 26, 27 years old, I'd rather be doing that with a guy who could be 24, 25 years old. So I'm a little hesitant on this. Yes, I know Barton is 22, just a year younger, but with him being around 2 to 3 talent, he may end up being a much higher overall for all we know. Middle linebacker is still something that I would like to grab, and I do still like Jimmy Brooks, the middle linebacker, the top guy. He's really one of the few that I'm looking at that would be somebody I could really key in on. Dante Pointer is another one, but he is 23 as well, and I feel like I'm skipping record with this stuff, but I just really don't like bringing on older rookies. I just don't. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe you guys feel the same. I don't know. Peter Peterman is down here, but again, if we're trying to bring in a difference maker at linebacker, I feel like we have a bunch of dudes on the team already that are already filling roles. So if we're going to be bringing somebody else on, I'd rather it be a top flight guy, and Jimmy Brooks might end up being that player. He had the story that was good. He's the legendary coach's son, so he's got that going for him. He's 22, 6'1", 227. He's got good size, good to great speed, A awareness, A zone, B man, B block shedding. That's another one. A lot of these linebackers that have pass coverage tendencies seem to have really bad block shedding, so it's good to see that he's got good block shedding. And we know his power moves are even going to be sort of good. Maybe this guy could be more of like a Swiss Army knife where he can actually rush the passer as well. And then we also found out Will Johnson is just round 1 to 2. The same fate that Kenny something. Can't think of his name. But you know the guy from last draft. Top 5 pick. Trying to see if we could find ourselves a home run, and we can't. He's a round 1 to 2 talent. Not saying that it's not still a possibility we take him, but I definitely would not take him top 5 if we're picking in the top 5 now. So now we're back to the drawing board to try and find somebody else that we can look at. There is some good guys here, though. There really is. I am sort of looking forward to this draft. I have not touched the corners much at all, if at all, really. I'm not sure if I'm going to bring anybody in. I'm not really sold on bringing a safety in now that Hickman is not the guy. And then there is a guy here on this side at free safety, Jaden Cheeks. Now, his name might be funny, but 5'11", 225. This could be another guy that we could consider as a potential linebacker hybrid. He's got A awareness, he's got B play recognition, C pursuit, B hit power, A to C man coverage, C zone coverage. It's really going to depend on where his tackle falls, but he could be a guy that I look at as well. And he's listed to be going later than Hickman was. It's round 2 to 3 projection, which is going to give us a little bit more wiggle room on what his overall or what his talent rating could be to see where we can actually get him in the draft. But that is my other option right now that I'm looking at for a potential safety to linebacker conversion. But who knows? We might not even try and go after that if we can get a guy like Jimmy Brooks or maybe even Quinton or Barton. We might not have to look that way at all. As you guys can tell, I'm really trying to shore up our front seven. I think that's one of our biggest areas of concern right now. And so we're going to be going heavy in the draft for that, I believe. There is some players that I might try to target if they fall to us, but overall, I know that we need some linebackers, and we're definitely going to need some edge rushers here soon, unless we see something different out of a guy like McManus or Cunningham, because I don't know if Obo is going to be somebody we can rely on past this year, much more than just a depth role player. And we still don't know what we're going to get out of McManus, because he's only been back for a couple of games. We haven't seen much pop out of him yet, which is a little concerning. And then while this was happening as well, of course, that Madden update happened, and I ended up using Matt 10's version 5 now that he has listed. But what I did was I matched the player and CPU skill, but everything here is exactly the way he has it. I'm also going to try, I saw a comment saying maybe try upping the field goal power in a big way to see if that helps. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to put it at 60 and see what happens. And then I brought the accuracy down to 45 just to try to offset that a little bit. I don't want guys just making every field goal from 70 yards. So we'll give it a shot and see how it works. The only difference is my injuries I have at 21 as opposed to 25. We were seeing like 4 to 6 injuries a game. And I just don't know if that's really, I don't think it's that consistent. You know, there are games where you can have that, but to have it every game, I just felt like that was a little bit too much. So I'm just going to scroll through here so you guys can see what I have the slider set to. And yeah, though I already did this part, I don't know why I'm still going. This week we're going to take on the Colts, of course, so you have to stop the inside run. I feel like that is the most important. And then on offense, I really don't think we want to run the ball against these guys. We have not been able to do that very consistently at all this year. Man, I mean, really, there isn't much that we can do very good this year. That sounds horrible to say, but it's just the truth. I would say let's just give a shot to blitz counter. Yeah, we're going to go blitz counter, and we'll see if that helps protect our quarterback and maybe see if we can get some plays off deep on some of these blitz plays that they might try to run. And then offensively, I think we need to try and limit turnovers. So we're going to go to win turnover battle. I think 400 yards. I mean, I don't think we're going to hit that, but let's just give it a shot. Allow 20 points or less. I think if we can stick it to them on the ground, I think we can, you know, sort of hold Teddy Bridgewater from becoming the next Tom Brady in this game. And then here, I think we are going to, let's try and get to the quarterback in this one. Okay, let's see. Oh, so we got some more fatigue hitting us. Oh, David Long is out with a dislocated wrist. That sucks. And then on offense, actually looks like a lot of guys got their stamina back, which is good. So, all right, did we get any upgrades from that? We did. Look at that. Okay. So we got one upgrade from the practice session this week, and it's to Kelvin Joseph, which is a guy we just found and stole from the free agency. And I think what we're going to do is we'll do zone to try and even that out. There we go. So he'll get a chance to play now today with David Long out. Oh, we got one to speed. Okay, 95 speed, 94 excel. That is awesome. And then just so you guys can see, this is the playoff picture at this point in the season. We have the Bengals number 1, Broncos 2, Colts 3, Jets 4, Chargers 5, Titans 6, and the Raiders at 7th. And then over in the NFC, we have the Falcons at 1, Eagles at 2, Packers 3, Rams 4, Panthers 5, Cowboys 6, and the Bears at the 7th seed. Colts matchup here. Teddy Bridgewater, the guy we're going to be taking on, having a much better season than I thought he was actually having. I guess I assumed the worst for him, and I was wrong. 31 touchdowns, 5 picks. But, you know, regardless of the outcome of this game, I'm really more concerned with seeing the individual performance. I'm almost treating this like a preseason game. I just think that there is a lot of parts that we need, and we're not going to be that competitive this year. That's just the flat-out truth. And we are going to a spot where we're going to be doing a lot of changing in this team. And I think that, you know, we need to see who's here, who should be here, and who's here that shouldn't be here. And maybe this game we can use that as a little bit. I don't have too high of confidence in this game. That sounds horrible, but we've seen what the Colts can do to us before. And we haven't looked very good watching the game. Plus with just the slider issues, like who knows what's going to happen. But if we can see some quality play individually from some players that we're trying to build up, I think that's a win in my book. So I'm going to try and get some guys in different looks, maybe get a different running back in, different receiving group, switch things up today, and let's see if we can try and pinpoint some future players. Out comes the Indy offense, led, of course, by Teddy Bridgewater. Saw his stats during the game intro, but 31 touchdowns, 5 picks, once again, 3,000 yards. Having a really good year. Maybe I was wrong with assuming that it was a run-only team. I should have looked at the stats a little bit more, but yeah, this whole season I've just been all out of sorts trying to get everything else in order that I sort of forgot to do all the basics, and I really need to get back to that. But anyway, 1st and 10 here, Bridgewater under center. And he's going to throw it on 1st down. He finds an open Pittman underneath to the 27-yard line. I did make some adjustments to the sliders as well. I brought the quarterback accuracy and the pass blocking back down to 50. And then I also I increased the pass. No, I didn't increase pass coverage. I'm a liar. Oh, wow. Big lane up the middle for Taylor. Out to the 38. Nice run there for 12. But I also lowered the defensive pass interference slider, hoping that helps the DBs play a little bit more aggressively, maybe be in some better positions, not worrying too much about the flags. Bridgewater, overthrows Taylor for an incompletion. That's something I like to see. Didn't see many incompletions in the testing that I was doing before this game, so figured let's try a little bit of a difference and see if that helps at all. And a nice throw and catch underneath to Pittman. It's going to be 3rd and 3, but I am seeing that was a lot tighter coverage than I've been seeing, so I'm excited with. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. 3rd and 3. Bridgewater's going to run it, and no way is that happening on Robinson's watch. And that's going to be 4th down. And now it's our turn for offense. What can we do here? Can we put together some plays? Mills in the shotgun here, going to hand it off to Pierce on the opening play, who cuts it back to the left side a little bit, and he'll find a nice gain of 4 to make it 2nd and 6. We have the normal starting unit in, except I have Leo Walsh as tight end, and I do plan on swapping these receivers out throughout the day and just sort of see what we can get out of these other guys we have. Pierce with a nice lane choice there, and he'll get out to the 23-yard line. Another nice run of 4. Almost gets the first. Now it's a very long 3rd and 1. And it's a play action rollout, a throw to Colin Harris, the fullback, and he makes the catch. Look at that. Fullbacks are not dead in this world. 1st down for Harris, gain of 8. We'll go right back to Pierce, and he tries to push forward, but he'll only get a couple. I did also increase the auto sub a little bit to see if we can make sure running backs are subbing out when they're getting a little juiced. Mills, throw outside, misses. Jordan wide open. Had him too. I mean, it wouldn't have been a huge gain, but he had him open. 3rd and 8. Mills, big drop back, and he dumps it down to a wide open Pierce, and he's out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Great job. Nobody was covering Pierce underneath, and we'll take it. Usually that's happening against us. And now Sweet's going to take the handoff, and he gets held up at the line. So he ends up getting 2, but nothing more. And now 2nd down. Pierce in motion. Slayton slot right. Mills going to throw it outside to Walsh, who makes a fancy catch on the sideline for a gain of 4. Mills going to throw it again. Under pressure, he tosses this thing up, and it's somehow caught by Darius Slayton. One-on-one coverage downfield. He had a guy draped all over him, and he still finds a way to haul it in. I hope they give us a replay. They will. Mills, pressure right up the middle, puts it up, and just a beautiful play. Slayton looks like he used his body to keep the defender away from the ball and hauls it in. And now 1st and goal from the 10. And we're going to go handoff to Pierce, and Nate Davis cannot get to his block in time. And Pierce is hit behind the line. Good job by Abukum getting back there on the pressure. He just does a great job. He flies up the field. It's an intended trap play, but you have to get your lineman there fast enough for it to work. And that time, the Colts just got the play better. Hand off to Cooks, who cuts it upfield as an unnecessary juke. And he'll only get 4 on the carry. He probably could add a few more yards had he not juked, but here it is, 3rd and goal from the 8. Mills going to throw it. Dropping back, lets it go to the end zone. Caught, touchdown, Nico Collins. Right over the middle. And we're going to go up 7-0 here in the first quarter. Bridgewater comes back out. Opening drive didn't go too well. And oh, look at that. We are in the hunt. We're the bottom hunt team, but we are in the hunt nonetheless. So this game could be rather important. 1st and 10 for Bridgewater. 2 receivers split right. Shotgun. Taylor in the backfield is going to go back to throw. Bridgewater throws it underneath to Taylor, who's wide open, and he'll get himself a 1st down to the 36. We looked at the roster before the game, and this is one of these games where McManus should be able to get pressure. So let's see if he can do that. Bridgewater back. But, oh, just missed 2 receivers open over the middle. Wow, that was weird. I mean, he had both of them there. Nobody covering him, too. He's 2nd down. Bridgewater, quick throw outside and completes it, but it's out of bounds. 3rd and 10. They're going to have to throw it here on 3rd down. Bridgewater under pressure. He gets rid of it to Taylor, and Taylor is going to use his legs to get the 1st. Big play there. We got pressure. Obo got back there and brought him down, but it was too little too late. And I also do have Ladarius Grimes playing at outside linebacker. That was one of the swap outs I made. Give him a shot to play and see what he can do. Play action to Taylor. Bridgewater under pressure. Grenard, McManus. The whole gang is back there, and he's got to throw it away. Wish we could have got the sack, but we'll take an incompletion. Bridgewater back in the pocket, and he's going to throw it away again. More pressure coming back his way. Bridgewater doing his best Davis Mills impression right now, it seems like. Uh-oh. Oh, he somehow gets it off, but it is incomplete. 1st and 10 for Davis Mills. Back out on the field at the 20-yard line. We're going to throw out of single back. Davis taking a shot downfield again, and it's caught by Slayton. 2nd one today. Flips field all the way to the 30 of Indy off of 1 catch. Davis taking some shots, and I am liking it. Working against, I think that's Kenny Moore. Davis Mills playing good today. 1st and 10, offset eye. Pierce in the backfield. He's going to take the handoff, cut it up middle, and he's got a big lane down to the 20. I'll go right back to him. Why not? Another nice lane. He'll get another 4. Now on 1st down from the 16. Walsh in motion. Oh, man. There it is again. Tried to run that trap, and the DT just blew that up. Walsh had no business trying to block him. And a false start. Man. Oh, it's a neutral zone infraction. I barely ever see that get called at all. Wow, okay. Second and 4. Hand off to Pierce, and he's brought down at the line. I really thought that was going to be offside or false start, but we actually get a neutral zone infraction. Okay, 3rd and 4. Mills looking to throw it short, and it's incomplete. Nice play defensively to break it up, and we'll have to settle for 3. All right, so I just swapped out Pierce for Sweet, and then I swapped the receivers out as well. Mills back to throw, and he's going to chuck it up, and it's intercepted. He had pressure coming up the middle, and he just chucked that thing up, and that is the Davis Mills we're all used to seeing. You just can't do that. You just can't chuck it up because you're going to get sacked. And for the record, I did not swap out any linemen. That was not an offensive line blocking issue. That was our full starters out there. Hand off Taylor, not a soul over the middle to stop that run, and he's down to the 35. Bridgewater going to throw it. Steps up, dumps it off to Taylor. Breaks free from one, and he fumbles it. And Petrie's got it. Petrie's got a lane. Can he get stopped? I don't think nobody's going to catch him. I don't know what he did there, but he still scores. I don't know what is up with these defenders on these returns, just randomly stopping. But I don't care. It worked that time, and we're going to get another touchdown off of a huge defensive play. It wasn't King. It was Harris who knocked the ball free. Jalen Petrie recovers and takes it the distance. Bridgewater coming back out, trying to get something going. He finds Lazard open over the middle to the 44-yard line in Houston territory. They say that's got to be the biggest play of the day for them so far. Let's see if they can use that to try and get themselves back in this game. Quick handoff to Taylor, cuts it outside, breaking a tackle, and Cashman brings him down after 5. Cashman, of course, getting brought back in the game due to the injury to Christian Harris. Bridgewater going to throw it, and it's intercepted. Desmond King, no one in front of him. 40, 30, 20. Is he going to get caught by number 3? No, it's a touchdown, and we're going to go up 24-0 in Indy. No timeouts called. They only have 1 left. Down to 32 now and ticking. Bridgewater lets it go over the middle, and it's intercepted. It's Stingley now with the interception. And we are just getting turnovers left and right today. Bridgewater to open up the second half, going deep down the left side. It caught by Pittman. Greedy Williams mistimes the route, and Pittman makes a great catch. And now on first down, Bridgewater back again. Under pressure, he's going to go down. Grenard and McManus both were back there. Grenard will get pressure, or get the credit for the pressure. And we finally get a sack. Now on 3rd and 15. Bridgewater going in deep again. And oh, a beautiful job by Greenlaw to break it up. 1st and 10. Mills hands it off to Sweet, who has a nice little gap there initially. Closes up after 5. Going to go right back to Sweet. And Sweet not able to get through the hole. Line did a good job. The Colts line, that is. 3rd and 2, I formation. And Sweet ends up getting the first down, falling forward. So thanks to Sweet falling forward, we do get the first down. We'll take it. Not a pretty way to get it, but it works. Now Mills is going to throw it again. Oh, he's taking a shot himself on the right side. Incomplete, almost intercepted. Slayton couldn't haul it in. Now Mills, 10 of 21. As he sends Sweet in motion outside, empty backfield now, 2 tight ends. And over the middle, incomplete. Looked like he threw it to Walsh, but he wasn't paying attention. Seems to be some lack of awareness going on in this offense so far today. 3rd and 10. Mills gets rid of it just in time, and Slayton makes a beautiful catch, and he'll get down to the 26. Slayton got to be close to, 145 yards today. Where was this a couple weeks ago when he had his breakout scenario? Mills dumps it off to Sweet, who tries to cut back towards the middle of the field, able to get a few. 3 split to the left. Mills drops back. Pressure breaking down, and he throws it away. Pass here on 3rd down. Mills going right back to the end zone, and it is caught by Poe for the touchdown. A huge grab by Alex Poe at the back of the end zone. Gets his feet down, it looks like. Let's see here. Does he get the feet down? Because I have a feeling they're going to challenge this. It looks like he does. 1, 2. That should count. His feet were down. And it's going to stand 30-0. Indianapolis down bad right now, as they'll hand it off to Taylor, who gets a huge gap off the right side. And he'll spring them out to the 40-yard line. 9 carries, 61 on the day for him. And they'll go right back to him. Why not? As he'll push his way forward, and he's close to another first. 10 for 71 after that tough run. And now they have the big boys out there again. 3rd straight run for Taylor. Not as productive, but the first down. And oh, now Raymond is down. And they were already down their starting right tackle. And Raymond was... Ryman? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. We're just going to say Raymond. but he was their backup, so now they even have a third stringer in there as Bridgewater gets smacked by the guy filling in for him immediately. Still gets the playoff and the completion to Jonathan Taylor for a gain of 2. Bridgewater, quick throw, and it's intercepted again. Greedy Williams with nobody in front of him. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. That is our third defensive touchdown of this game. He just baited him. Lazard does I think it's like an inside pivot route. Williams saw it coming. Bridgewater puts it out there in time, but didn't pay attention to where Williams was. And we're going to get ourselves another touchdown. And this game is now officially a blowout. 2nd and 6. Indianapolis trying to end their scoring drought here in this game. And never mind, a 4th interception. This one for Dre Greenlaw. Just as I was saying they were about to do something, our defense steps in front of another pass. And that is going to be it. We end up shocking the Colts 38-7. Defense forcing multiple turnovers. And we are going to go back to 500, 7-7 now as we are in the hunt for the playoffs. Can we keep it up? Was this a fluke? Was it a trap game for Indy? We don't know the answer to that, but we do know is that this team showed a lot of dedication and heart today in this one, and hopefully we can carry this into next week. But this has been a hot and cold season for us, so I don't want to hold expectations too high for next week, but very fun game to call and watch. And yeah, let's go see if we got any cool upgrades out of it. Brevin Jordan got the only upgrade after that one, so we're going to go ahead and give it to possession. And he'll get up to a 75 overall. Let's see what we got. 2 awareness, break tackle, catching, run block, yada yada, short route, and 1 to strength. And there we go. We do have 2 new injuries. Let's see what they are. Christian Harris and Davian Taylor out for 4 weeks. Linebacker core going to be tested a lot for the next till the end of the season. What a game that was, though, right? My gosh, we just poured it on. I mean, that was really, it really was what happened is in the first half, we got a couple of turnovers, momentum swung our way, and we just never really gave it back. Indy got slapped in the mouth. They didn't see it coming, and we just piled it on, took advantage of the situations that were given to us, and kept finding ways. Our defense literally scoring almost all of our points. They scored 21 of our points and gave us the ball for a couple more of our points. So defense was the entirety of the game for us. Very, very happy to see that, considering we've been so worried about them all year, and they've been sort of the culprits of bad play all year. They really stepped up in this one. Let's go ahead and let's sim to the next week. After this last game, we almost have to watch that one just because, you know, this now could be for the playoffs. We're sitting at 7-7. We're only 2 games back from the Titans, and we play them. So if we can rattle off a win here, hope that the Titans maybe lose, we could end up with a chance to really go somewhere and end up in like 2nd place in this division. So even though the season has seemed very bad for us, it's actually thanks to the Sims, as we know the Sims have loved us this season. We're still in a really good spot. So we will be watching some more games. At the very least, we'll be watching the Steelers game to see if we can get over 500. As for this video, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe and turn that bell notification on so you know when I upload these Texans videos. And I'll see you guys next time.